Welcome to Deluxe. We take a seat front row in the world of leggy supermodels. From chocolate box beauties to Brazilian bombshells. From blondes to dark-eyed stunners, we watch the gorgeous parade go by. The life of a supermodel may seem to be all wine and roses, but Heidi Klum may beg to differ. The German model is trying out her Victoria's Secret Angel wings, a tradition that ends each Victoria's Secret show, but she's finding them heavier than she thought. The annual holiday lingerie show is known for its flights of fancy, but with these wings, Heidi is worried she will literally fly.
But they kind of want to take off because you don't go slow. You have to go with the music, and if the beat is fast, you have to just keep on marching, and the wings are going boom, boom, boom. So they're, you kind of have to balance all of that out.
Heidi began her modelling career with a win. In 1992, she was persuaded by a friend to enter a national modelling competition, and she beat 25,000 other contestants to win the top prize, a modelling contract. Since this auspicious beginning, Heidi has spread her wings and appeared on the front cover of most of the world's most glamorous magazines. Not only has she conquered the modelling world, Heidi has also appeared as an actress in a number of television shows, and she has been nominated for an Emmy for her work as hostess for Project Runway and Germany's Next Top Model. In a sneak peek at an InStyle cover shoot, Heidi reveals why she's the second highest earning supermodel in the world, behind Gisele Bundchen. Not only is she stunningly beautiful and professional, she's also easygoing and fun to work with.
Well, one of my favorite things today is, one, definitely that I am on the InStyle cover. It's my second time because it's such a huge magazine, and so it's always a huge honor to be on that cover. But also really to shoot with my friends. I get to shoot with one of my favorite photographers, Robert Ertman, my hairdresser, Helena Facenda, and makeup, Matthew Van Leeuwen. So they all have been my friends for a long time, for many years. So it's like we're having a laugh.
Heidi also emphasised that her personal style is very much her own. She knows that girls and women all over the world pay attention to what she wears, and she's not interested in being a walking advertisement for an individual designer.
I have my stylist, and I kind of chat with her what I like, and then she goes out there and finds things for me, and then we make them my own. So I try to have my own style. I don't want to look at what someone else is doing and trying to imitate.
Not only is Heidi a performer, she's also a businesswoman. And in late 2008, she launched her second makeup collection in association with Victoria's Secret, called the Heidi Collection for Very Sexy Makeup. Heidi teamed with Victoria's Secret makeup artist Linda Hay to create the new line for fall.
The makeup line has a lot of glitter and sparkles and beautiful colors, if you want to see. So it's very holiday, and it's fun. It's not just, the normal boring, bronze colors. I just thought it's nice to kind of, do something a little bit special. And they all kind of have names of my favorite things. I have a beautiful lip gloss that I called Cupcake because I love cupcakes. And the lipstick is called Malibu because I love going there with the children.
You might expect the multi-million-dollar model to travel in luxurious style, but work sometimes demands extraordinary sacrifices. For her premier client, Heidi arrives in a delivery van delivering the latest Victoria's Secret bra. Called the Perfect One bra, Heidi is on hand to recommend its new uplifting and curvaceous shape for all those women who weren't quite so blessed by Mother Nature. Naomi Campbell has broken many barriers in the modelling world. The English supermodel has an Afro-Jamaican mother and Chinese-Jamaican ancestry through her paternal grandmother. Her striking features have graced most of the world's catwalks, and her remarkable journey began with a dream story. At age 15, she was spotted window shopping in Covent Garden by the head of Synchro Modelling Agency. It is also easy to see why she remains one of the UK's top-earning models, even though she's now well into her 30s. Naomi is very aware that in the 2 decades she has been modelling, there has only been a very slight increase in the number of ethnic models used in the major catwalk shows. And this issue is one she feels strongly about.
London is doing really well, and I'm proud to be British, and British are pulling out the women of colour, so I have nothing to say.
Which city is the worst city for using?
Well, New York didn't look too good, did it?
Did it not? I mean,
They've still got Milan and Paris to go, so let's see.
Naomi was modelling in the Kisa show in the UK, where the designers deliberately chose girls from various ethnic backgrounds to strut their stuff.
Well, you know, if the girls look great, it really doesn't matter where they're from, who they're from. If they have the vibe, they're beautiful.
In 2007, Naomi was also speaking up, this time on behalf of the catastrophic flooding that hit Britain earlier that year. Naomi enlisted the help of some of her very famous friends and announced a special charity event.
We wanted to do something to help all those affected by the terrible UK floods our way. The evening of September 20th, marking the grand finale to London Fashion Week 2007, we are hosting a spectacular fashion show at the British Fashion Council tent at the London History Museum.
The flooding that hit Yorkshire and Gloucestershire during summer is estimated to have cost £3 billion. And Fashion for Relief is similar to an event staged in America after Hurricane Katrina. Naomi is keen it isn't a one-off.
Everyone looks at us, like Alex says, as a very glamorous lifestyle and a very glamorous world. Well, you know, like you've got your musicians that give back, your actors, and you do comic relief, you have these concerts for, you know, I think this is our way of giving back in the fashion community.
In 2008, Naomi was once again in the media spotlight, this time for her charity project Fashion for Relief, which raises funds for White Ribbon Alliance. Naomi held a fashion show and auction to raise funds for better conditions for pregnant women and newborn babies. Naomi tells the gathered press that she's happy being a salesperson for the charity because she speaks from personal experience.
I used to work in Topshop. I don't know if I've ever told Philip that, but I used to work in Topshop when I was 14 on Bond Street, and I was on the leather department. So every time someone came and they wanted the leather jacket, I had to unwire the alarm. It was like, and then I had to put it back. So I know about being a salesperson.
Coming up, the world's top supermodel and the media star who stepped off the catwalk. Gisele Bundchen is one of the world's most recognisable faces. The southern Brazilian supermodel has used her slim 5'10.5" figure and her unusual facial bone structure to amass more than $150 million. Estimated to be the world's wealthiest supermodel, Gisele is not even 30 years old. Here she can be seen showing off what makes her so valuable as she struts down the catwalk for Colchi during the Fashion Rio show, held annually in Rio de Janeiro. This series of appearances is estimated to earn her around $560,000 US. Gisele counts among her clients many of the most lucrative fashion brands in the world. Her face has appeared on over 500 magazine covers, and Rolling Stone magazine named her the most beautiful girl in the world in 2000. In 2008, the New York Daily Times listed the supermodel as the fourth most influential person in fashion. Eyewear company Luxottica is another client of Gisele's, and the New York-based model was happy to come out in the cold evening to meet the press and introduce her new ad campaign for Vogue sunglasses.
Pictures are not typical sunglass pictures. You know, most of the time sunglass pictures, like the girl, like with the close-up, like looking, they kind of have an energy about them. They are different.
Gisele's distinctive image will lead the Italian brand's first foray into the potentially lucrative American market with their own product, although they already distribute other top brands such as Ray-Ban and Chanel sunglasses. Here, the leggy blonde proves that she should stick to what she does best and leave the soccer to the experts. Gisele is an ambassador with Ebel, a Swiss luxury watch brand, and they have just signed a deal with the British soccer club Arsenal. Gisele herself admits that she's no good at sports, but she also admits that she feels divided loyalties.
My country is known for Football. So thanks. I'm Brazilian. I'm sorry, but Arsenal is great. You know, I think they're amazing. But I have to stick with the Brazilians on this one because, as you know, we have to be with our country.
While she's happy to acknowledge the abundance of her own genetic blessings, Gisele has been quoted as saying that every woman is beautiful, and she stresses the importance of making the best of what we've got.
It's important for people to accept themselves just for their lives, you know, because you're gonna live one life and you wanna make sure that you're living the best you can. And if you don't like yourself, then you have to work at liking yourself. You know, I think that's an important thing. You don't want to live your whole life not liking yourself. So you have to, then there's something wrong with you that you have to kind of like think about it and say, you know, you have to, you know, validate yourself and actually, you know, see what are the things, because we all have faults and we all have good things about us. So you have to find the things that you find great about yourself. So.
American model Tyra Banks made her final appearance on the Victoria's Secret catwalk in 2005 as she prepared to shift her career focus from modelling to TV. Tyra was born in 1973 and worked as a model in Paris, Milan, London, Tokyo and New York. But it's her television work that has made her rich and famous. In 2008, the creator and host of America's Next Top Model and The Tyra Banks Show was honoured at Glamour's Women of the Year Awards. Among Tyra's many successful ventures is T-Zone Foundation, an organisation that supports and encourages young women.
Well, when I heard that I was going to be one of the winners tonight for this award, I was like, wow, oh my God, they think these great things about me. I've worked so hard and it just feels so good. Then I hear who else is being honored and I'm like, okay, wait a second. Okay, this is really nice, but you sure y'all want me to be up there with Condoleezza and Hillary Clinton? So it's still not real. That part is not real, but it's sinking in. And maybe as people start giving their speeches, I'll start going, okay, yes, I am here with these other women.
During her hugely successful modelling career, Tyra was the first African-American woman on the cover of GQ and the Sports Illustrated swimwear issue, and she has continued to lobby for more coloured women in the lucrative industry. Earlier that year, the Emmy Award winner had staged a unique outdoors runway show to bring this very issue to the forefront of the public consciousness. Hundreds of members of the public watched as black models past, present and future celebrated their success and urged the fashion industry to diversify.
Oh, I think it's extremely important to have diversity in the modeling industry. Young girls look at magazines and want to see a reflection of themselves, and that will tell them that they exist and that they're beautiful. So we need Asian, we need Black, we need Latin, we need every culture represented in fashion to show that young girl that she matters, that she exists, and that she's beautiful.
Among the models joining her was Beverly Johnson, the world's first black supermodel.
Now, 34 years ago, this month or August, I was on the cover of Vogue magazine, the first African American to be on the cover of Vogue magazine. And hopefully that opened up the floodgates for people to respect different cultures and also respect our beauty in each culture.
Claudia Schiffer, the chocolate box German blonde, was one of the late Yves Saint Laurent's favourite models. Her original aspirations were to follow in her father's footsteps and become a lawyer. But everything changed when at age 17, she was discovered in a nightclub by the head of a modelling agency. Claudia's heyday was in the 1990s when she reached the height of her popularity. Now she is just as happy to sit on the sidelines and enjoy the show. And with an estimated £38 million to her name, she has the means to be able to do just that. At a recent Karl Lagerfeld show, Claudia was keen to get her hands on some of the stunning creations.
Oh, I loved all the ivory dresses and light grays. They were amazing. And all the piping that was sewn, all those dresses that had the piping details, those were all my favorites.
Are you going to get
from it in your wardrobe? Yes, I've already asked if I can wear a few of them to events that are coming up.
Claudia will still take to the catwalk for the right client, and she more than showed that she still has the stuff at 38 years old when she stepped out in cutting-edge Dolce & Gabbana in Milan recently. For this show, the catwalk was almost as star-studded as the guest list. In many ways, the life of a supermodel is similar to that of royalty from days gone by. Once they have reached the rare stratosphere of fame, they don't have to pay for that glittering gown, all those diamonds or high heels ever again.
Yes, I'm very lucky because I'm a model and I have worked in the fashion industry for a really long time. I know all the designers, and it's really easy for me just to call them up and say, can you please send over what you got? And the thing is, they know my sizes, they know exactly what looks good on me, what doesn't, and what I like.
It is easy to make the assumption that once the outfit is sorted, that it is right for the night. But prestigious events such as the Cannes Film Festival require a lot of thought and pre-planning.
Red carpet, obviously, is the one moment where you can go overboard with a fairy tale dress, where you have a train, for example. It's the only time. So if you know you only got one red carpet, well, great, you're going to just need one of those dresses. And then if there are other events, and it's a party, for example, then you would wear a cocktail. And if it's a really late party, you'd be more casual than not too elegant. And so it just depends, and I generally know pretty much what I'm doing, but I'm always having backups with me, just in case suddenly there's a party you didn't know about that you want to go to. So it's a matter of organization, really.
Coming up, the model who wrestled back control of the camera and a leggy Australian classic. Czech Republic model Eva Herzigova won her first beauty competition at the age of 16 in Prague, and she hasn't looked back since. Called the Marilyn of the 1990s, the 5'10" beauty was one of the many celebrities at Valentino's last show.
I'm feeling great. I'm really excited. You know, this is the first time I'm going to see a show as a guest, not as a model. So it's I'm looking forward to it. You know, and it's his last show, so I think he's going to do something amazing. So I'm really, thrilled and honored to be able to see each one of the pieces.
Eva has walked the catwalk in many of Valentino's wonderful creations, and she's now a firm friend of the Italian designer. Valentino chose the stunning blonde as his date when he recently attended the premiere of Valentino the Last Emperor, a documentary featuring the design maestro and his team at the prestigious Venice Film Festival. It was Valentino for once who strutted the red carpet as he launched the documentary, which includes many fascinating behind-the-scenes glimpses of the fashion world and includes highlights from his 45 years in fashion. This heady world is a place Eva herself is more than familiar with. She is represented by Storm Management, one of Britain's leading model agencies based in Chelsea, London. This agency represents some of the most successful models of all time, including Kate Moss and Cindy Crawford, and a number of actors and film stars such as Sophie Dahl. Eva herself recently decided to step out from in front of the camera to give directing a go. Having appeared in many premier advertising campaigns, including Wonder Bra, Guess, Sports Illustrated and Victoria's Secret, Eva has a better idea than most about what makes a good product launch. She's also a talented film actress and includes in her credit list a short film with the highly controversial French filmmaker Gaspar Noé, where she frolics in underwear with a kitten. Eva wrote, directed and starred in this short film, which is an extended and obscure advertisement for Eva Herzigova beachwear, which she launched in Paris in 2004. The piece is called Massacre in Paris and features the beauty in a bikini jammed in a small anonymous space with a model who turns into a store dummy. Eva herself has said she has dreamt of acting since the time she was a little girl, and that you can't be a model at 60, but you can be an actress. Fluent in Czech, English, French, Italian and Spanish, Eva is also an accomplished ceramic artist. Only 14 weeks after giving birth to her second son, supermodel Elle Mcpherson stripped off for a plaster cast in the window of one of London's most salubrious department stores. Elle, Australia's best-known model, is known as the Body, for what many consider to be her ideal body measurements: 36, 25, 35 and 6 foot tall. Elle has been very successful at transforming her modelling success into a number of other business ventures, including lingerie and skincare products. Actress, businesswoman and philanthropist, here she is most worried about the cold plaster cast.
The plaster was very cold, and the guys that were working on me were fantastic. They were just so efficient, very professional, and you know, it's quite heavy. So it's layers and layers and layers of the plaster, and you have to stand very still, and then they've got the scrims, and then they put poles on there too, and then they have to peel it off, and then they'll do some work on it, I suppose, having to trim it down a bit. But it was fun. It was an interesting process. I would have liked to have had warm water in the plaster, but apart from that, it was good.
The cast was part of an interactive display at Selfridges, and after the initial cold fitting, the cast was to be worked on by the artists for 2 weeks before being displayed. After the display, the cast will be auctioned off for children's charity. After the press conference, Elle took time out to browse through Selfridges' well-appointed lingerie section, where many pieces from her own collection, Elle Mcpherson Intimates, were featured. Selfridges staff joined her and were able to advise her on the parts of the collection that have been most successful in catching the public eye. In 2007, Elle launched an additional line in her Elle Mcpherson lingerie range called Boudoir. In a beautiful set designed to look like her bedroom in the department store Selfridges, Elle lounged among cleverly art-directed details, including DVDs, photographs and books that represent the type of woman she sees as her ideal market.
Well, I wanted to create a character that was the sort of woman that would buy boudoir, and I wanted her to be multi-layered. So it is somebody who is interested in politics. She reads Noam Chomsky. She's interested in poetry. She reads Leonard Cohen. She's interested in music. She has old records from the Stones or from Brian Ferry.
Elle's lingerie brand has been hugely successful, and Forbes lists the former model as being worth around £60 million. Here, she avoids questions concerning the scandals of over-thin models that had recently racked the fashion world. As a businesswoman, Elle knows that women who buy beautiful lingerie come in all shapes and sizes.
Well, I'm not really in a position to discuss what women's body types should be like. I create lingerie for all sorts of body types. That is the success of my brand.
As a public figure, it's important Elle is seen in all the right places. She currently resides in England, where she is raising her 2 boys. Here, Elle joins the throngs of celebrities attending an auction of celebrity photographs by Paul McCartney's daughter, Mary, during London's Fashion Week. The photographs are about British style.
This week is pretty iconic.
Have you been to any fashion shows?
No, I haven't been to any fashion shows, but that doesn't mean it's not an important week.
Only a few days earlier, Elle stepped out at the hugely popular GQ Awards, where she fended off questions about what man is in her life at the moment, telling reporters that she spends all of her quality time with her 2 young sons, Flynn and Cy. For the tall, beautiful and lucky, the world really can be their oyster.